Hey everybody, this is MyCollectables coming back with another video, and this video is my amazing fantasy 15 1 to 2 year price prediction video. Now, I wanted to wait a couple months after this comic dropped in Veve just to see how things would go and just to really watch it. And now I've kind of made up my mind with what I think it's going to go to. And I'm going to give you some numbers I think it'll reach in its 1 year anniversary in August of next year. And then the year after that as well. And I'm going to factor in a few things. I'm going to factor in market conditions. I'm going to factor in real world life prices of these and the value of these comics. I'm going to factor in a couple other things in the app that have reached certain levels during bear markets. And I'm going to factor in the fact that we are in a bear market right now, and we are just getting users and the start of how Veve is doing all their marketing and everything. And in a year from now, this app's going to look a lot different. So if you do like this video after you watch it, make sure you do comment down below and give me your predictions. I'd love to hear them for sure. And you can follow me on Twitter and you can share them there as well. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, if you're new to the channel, this is the kind of thing we do. We have a lot of fun right here. I'd love to see you back in future videos. Now, just remember when I'm doing this video, this is just my opinion. This is not financial advice. I'm not telling anyone to go buy this comic right now. This is just what I think it's going to get to, in the next year or two. So let's get into this, you guys. Now, it is the most powerful comic that we have on Veve, and it pretty much will be the most powerful comic ever that we have. Now, factoring in, rarities, like how much, like if they come out with a Captain America one, if they give it like less editions, that will be like even more valuable. But there isn't really any other comics than Marvel that can really rival this one. Sorry. So I'm thinking this is going to be probably the most powerful comic we ever get. And that is going to factor into the price long term as people are acquiring them. So I'm relating it to market conditions. Right now, we are in the barest of bear markets, and the price on the common is doing amazingly well and is going up as we speak. With the New York City Comic Con that just happened, a lot of attention is getting focused on Veve again. And people are coming to the app, and this is the comic they're going to go for. And you have to think about that for future potential, right? And also the real world comparisons of how much this comic is worth in the real world. Now, they're not the same thing. This is a brand new category and the first of its kind, this NFT, and you have a chance to get ownership of that. So it is different. So I'm not going to go as high as the real world stuff because that takes years to get to. I'm only talking 1 or 2 years here, but I think it's going to go great. And also there's catalysts that are going to vault this comic up even higher. So let's get into my predictions, you guys. Here is the common right here. So I'm comparing this common in regards to how many editions it has, because there's people who say there's too many editions, but there's only 6,000. That is nothing. Look at all the people who are at the Comic-Con in New York this weekend, right? This is October the 9th, by the way, of 2022, so you can mark this date. Anyway, it's going for $455 in the market right now. It's climbed up from under 400 over the last week as people are putting this away. There's 6,000 editions. Now, Darth Vader has around 6,000 editions on his ultra rare. He reached almost 3,000 earlier a couple months ago. So there's no reason why this comic can't reach that at all, for sure. So the CGC of a 2.0 on this comic in the real world, okay, because I'm using the lower CGC grade to compare to the common because there's more editions, right? So it has about a $27,000 value. If you go to Go Collection, you look it up right there. I think in a year from now, this comic will reach in August, around 1,800 gems. No problem at all. I have no worries about that. And by the year after that, I think the comic could go to around 4,500 or so. And if anybody thinks that's crazy, just consider this is a couple years out, and this is the biggest comic we got, and it's already being stored away. Now, let's get to the uncommon. This one won't go as high. It doesn't go as high right now, even though it has way less editions, almost a third of the amount. It's a total sleeper. It's gone up to 265 right now, and it's slowly climbing, and there's there's like 70 left on the market, you guys. So And once you get through the first 5 or 6 listings or so, whatever, it starts to go up to 300 or 400 again. So it's crazy. So a 4.0 on this in the real world is about 49,000, which is nuts. So I think this comic won't reach the same heights as the common cover. Around 1,200 or so, I could see in a year from now, no problem at all. And a year after that, in 2024, I think this comic could reach around 3,600, right? This is just my opinion. This is just how I see it going. Just with the scarcity and the fact that we have so much So many, this comic is so valuable in the real world. Now let's get to the rare as things start to get like more interesting now. This comic only has 1,000 editions and it rivals the price right now of the common, but scarcity is the king in this app and it will rule. And if you combine scarcity with popularity, even though this isn't the original cover, what it's got going for it, with the artist rendering, is that it's actually a mimic of the real cover. So it still has that going for it. I think this one, will reach around 2,500 or so by a year from now, and about 4,800 or so about a year after that. I think it could double about after another year after that, right? As people lock it away for sure. Now there's a 6.0 on this Amazing Fantasy goes for about 90,000. As you can see, the rarities as it starts to go up, it can reach huge prices in the real world. And in Veve, it should really do the same thing. Now let's get to the ultra rare because this is a big one here. And I think I might even be undervaluing this particular edition just a little bit. This is the ultra rare variant. There's only 500 of them that exist. It has gone in the last week from 1,000 to 1,450 gems already in the barest of bear markets. In a year from now, 4,800 I put as the price in August of 2023. And then at 2024, 2 years after that, I think it'll reach around 7,500. And to be completely honest, I'm probably undervaluing this one, but we'll see what happens. This is just my prediction. Now, a CGC 8.0 of Amazing Fantasy goes for $450,000 right now. So you guys, these prices that I'm predicting are piddles compared to the real world. So I think I'm being very modest right here. Now, it might take a bit longer than that, but we'll see what happens. Now, the secret rare, this is the big one. This is the one I'm sure you want to know about too. This one here is already at 10,000 in the barest of bear markets. There's only 250 in existence. And you know that Veve users, we only get about 200 of them. A 9.6 of this comic in the real world is $3.5 million. I mean, it's crazy. And that is recent, even in this economic conditions. So I think this comic will reach about 35 to 36,000 in a year from now. I really do think it'll get up closer to 35, maybe even hit 40. I'm being a little bit, cautious on that because, you never know. It's going to take a lot of really big buyers to buy this comic, but I think you could reach that by the time the year is going by 2023. No problem. By August. And the year after that, I think this is over $100,000 easy. 125 is where I'm kind of putting it at. We'll see where it lands. But if you own this comic, okay, and this is not financial advice, but I would not be giving this away. It's totally up to you, whatever you want to do. Everybody's different, got their own situations. Maybe you have 3 of them. I don't know. The point is that if I own this comic, I would not be selling it. It's just, I don't own this comic, all right? This variant here. I own the common, I own the uncommons, and I own the rare, but I don't own the ultra rare or the secret rare yet. But I will one day, right? So anyway, I want to know your price predictions in the comment section below. Am I crazy or am I undercutting? You let me know what you think. We'll see what happens in a year from now. But this is the biggest comic that probably Veve will ever get. And I think it's already climbing, you guys. Anyway, I will see you in the next video and happy collecting.